So I just want to talk about raising your frequency again that I talked in one of my videos a few weeks ago or whatever, a week ago, I'm not sure when. But the whole thing, I said raising your frequency, how you raise your frequency is working on your passions. But the thing is, the reason why you raise your frequency when you work on your passions, especially if it's something like writing and creating and being vulnerable, because it gets you to operate from a place of authenticity. It gets you to be your most authentic self. It gets you to channel into source the messages that he's sending down to you to share with the collective. So, for example, with me, when I write, I know it's not me. Like, I know that I literally go into like a basically meditative state and it's coming out sentence by sentence, and it's not stuff that like I say or I talk about or words that I even use. It's just literally the whole sentence, the structure of it, the rhythm of it comes directly from source because I'm so tapped into my intuition and authenticity that I allow it in. I allow myself to receive the message. I'm not overthinking it. I'm not in doubt. I'm not like, oh, what sentence should I say next? Or, oh, I don't really like the sound of that. No, I literally take it sentence by sentence and feel it. Feel it like I'm so in the present moment when I'm doing that. That's this, recording these messages and writing is probably the two moments when I'm in the most present moment where I'm not thinking about what I'm going to say next or I'm not thinking about what I'm going to write down next. So that's why it's like when I'm not sure what other like maybe painting, maybe like what other things are passions. I think everyone's passion, but like for me, writing is what I know, right? So I can speak on that because that's what I know the most of and that's what my passion is. But yeah, when you're operating from a place of authenticity, it's like that's where you get your strength from. That's where you get your confidence from. That's where you get your strength from in all areas of your life. So when you're working on your passion, you get stronger to handle the pressures and stress that you're dealing with in other areas of your life. And also you set up boundaries and you put yourself in situations where you're not going to have to deal with people that are negative or that bring you down, or when they try to tell you to do something differently, you stand up for yourself and you say, no, I don't agree, I'm not doing it that way. Like, you become so strong in your inner knowing and faith in the creator that you don't just sway based on what other people think you should do with your life or who you should be or blah blah blah, their opinions on the choices that you've made, right? So that's why, like, if you want to raise your frequency, it's working on your passions because you get to be vulnerable and really tap into something that makes you excited and happy. And what does excitement and joy do? It raises your frequency. And it gets, like what I said, it gets you to be authentic. Authenticity is the highest frequency. That's truth, authenticity, highest frequency. What is truth if not being authentic, right? Like when we share to someone, even if something hurts someone else, as long as we share it in a respectful way to be like, hey, this is what I don't agree with. Like, I really am a firm believer that we shouldn't try to teach people in like, even though I'm sharing these messages, right? Like I'm quote unquote teaching, right? And sometimes I'll say, don't do this, don't do that, and whatnot. But when I talk to people I know, I don't tell them what they should or shouldn't do unless they're asking me for like direct advice. But like, I'll give my opinions. Like, how do I explain this? Like, when we share videos, it's just sharing knowledge to people, right? But sometimes people share videos to be like, oh, this is what you need to do better, and try to like force their opinion onto you. And if you don't accept it, they're mad at you, right? But it's like, for me, it's like I'm sharing in a way where I'm like, hey, this is what worked for me, and this is why I think you can do it. But if you don't do it as my friend or our family member or anything, I'm not gonna love you less because you didn't do it. Just don't disrespect me, right? Like, don't treat me poorly, and we're good, you know? So I think we just got into a place where if people don't do things the way we like it or what we want them to do, then we don't then we are mad at them or upset at them, right? Like, especially with family, especially with close friends, like you're like, no, do things this way, or you're basically gonna withhold your love from them, and that's like not loving someone unconditionally. Loving someone unconditionally is like sharing, being, doing the actions that show them what change looks like. And if they don't want to go down that path and they want to stay the way that they are, then you have to choose whether that vibration affects you and it's lowering you down, or whether it's something that you can deal with them being the person that they are, as long as they treat you with love and respect you if they don't want to do things the way you do them, right? If that makes sense, that long rant. But yeah, just authenticity is what gains your strength, makes you confident, and that's when you get the blessings from the universe in. When you're being authentic is when your manifestations come true, because you're being honest with yourself and with the world and with the people around you. When you lie and create lies, it creates holes in your heart. And this is why, and it's funny because I just was watching someone who said that in one of their videos, that like lies literally create holes in your soul. And I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense, because I've always been intuitive from young, and I've always not liked lying. Like from young, when I get in trouble or got caught with something in school, immediately I was laughing. And the teachers and the principals would go back and tell my mom and be like, your daughter's laughing when she gets in trouble. And it's because I felt so uncomfortable, first of all, and because I didn't want to lie, so I would like laugh because I didn't want to tell a lie of what I did wrong, right? So for me, it's like when if I even try to tell a fib, like a white lie, I can't. Like I'll smile right away. Like I cannot lie. In my soul, I do not like lying. I don't like lying to people that trust me. That put their faith in me, and then I'm gonna tell these lies to them that are gonna alter their perception of things. Like no, I want to be honest and allow them to formulate their own opinion, right? So that's why honesty for me is like so important, because if people are not being honest with me, then that means they're not being honest with themselves. So, and now on the bigger picture scale, is like honesty is so important because it puts holes in your, in your soul if you lie. So I really don't like lying and doing things the honest way, and that's another thing of operating from authenticity, is being in your truth, telling your truth whether people accept it or not, right? Whether people like it or not, and yeah, that's why like this day by day, this healing journey is, I'm getting stronger every day and I feel it. Like, I feel like my energy is raising and things are getting better, and I'm enjoying my time with my kids and uh, uh, alone. Like, I'm actually enjoying this hermit mode, and I know, and the reason why I've accepted it and I'm starting to enjoy it instead of like yearning for more, like I want more. Yes, I do eventually want more, but I'm okay with the way things are right now because I know more is coming in. And as soon as I change my perception to that, instead of being like, oh my God, I need this in order to feel fulfilled. No, I feel fulfilled right now. And whatever else comes in is just like an addition. It's just like something to have fun with, to enjoy life, experience life more. Like the more you love yourself is the more that you attract people in like a magnet who love and care about you, and you see that you're once you raise your vibration, people treat you differently. They treat you with a different type of respect because they see that you respect yourself. They see that you have your self-worth, that you're being authentic. And for me, I've always been a type of person that from the bat, people have shared their deepest, darkest secrets with me. And it's because, first, I don't judge them. We've all been through hard stuff. As long as you don't disrespect me and treat me with respect, then I'm not going to feel like your secrets are quote unquote heavy, right? I'll have compassion and be understanding towards it, as long as it's not impacting me and how you treat me, right? So, and that's why I've always been vulnerable with people, because I wanted them to feel safe to open up. But sometimes I'm not even opening up about anything, and people just feel safe by opening up to me, strangers, close friends, families. They tell me stuff because they feel like, oh, shoot, like she's going to love me unconditionally, whether I tell her the worst things I've done in my life? So, yeah, like the whole concept, my whole philosophy from young was always like, treat people how you want to be treated. So it's like, if I don't want to be judged, then why am I going to judge others, right? So, and that's, I think that my principle, putting that at my forefront, has kept my energy at a high frequency. It's just toxic things and stuff like that, toxic relationships, and substances and all that stuff has lowered my vibration. So I've always had it, but now I'm getting back to that place again, and I'm so grateful that that's happening.